What is going on? It's Alex coming back at you with another video, and today we're going to be doing our Los Angeles Rams 7-round 2025 NFL mock draft. If you are new, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. You guys know how to use YouTube. Below my face is my board. It is not predictive. These are just the players that I love. Feel free to go check out my X page as well. I post all 22 clips over there that back up those decisions. Let's get into this. We will be referencing our lads throughout this entire episode, so stay tuned for that. Super excited. We do have a good amount of picks here with 8 of them, a lot of them being later picks, so we're going to be trying to reinforce, but there are no trades that we involve in this. Of course, Cooper Kupp most likely going to be cut, so we're going to factor that in as well. So this is a live mock draft. Let's see what happened, and we did get Luther Burden to fall here, which is probably going to be the pick, but let's take a moment to look over the depth chart. Starting out with Matt Stafford. Good job by you guys keeping him there, bringing him back. I do think it's going to be the right decision for all parties in the long run. It's not the right time. Ads are going to be popping up everywhere in case you haven't watched this series just yet. But that's the Our Lads thing to do. There's just no path forward that would have been better without Matt Stafford unless you somehow completely hit on, Sam Darnold ends up being legit superstar Sam Darnold for you guys. That was going to be the only solution that I think would have been semi net positive in this situation. Kyron Williams, you got Blake Corum, which is mini Kyron Williams as well. You have a type. I get it. Cody Schrader as well. Really good depth running back right there. Ronnie Rivers has some potential as an RFA to come back. So, you guys are, in my opinion, a good spot right there. Tyler Higbee, Colby Parkinson, former high school teammate. Love him to death. And Davis Allen, honestly, underrated tight end group. I still think the tight end could easily be upgraded. Tyler Higbee's not the youngest chicken in the coop. Jacoby Parkinson's a really solid tight end too. So if you do want to upgrade at tight end 1, I understand. Rob Havenstein, I do think you need to start looking for that upgrade at right tackle. Alaric Jackson just got a contract extension. Good for you guys. I thought that it was definitely worth it. Steve Avila has been doing well. I'm not the biggest Bo Limmer guy on planet Earth. I'm just going to be honest. Same thing with Dylan McMahon, both undersized dudes. Good thing that Bo has been able to perform well, but I personally thought he was better at guard, where you have Kevin Dotson, who ended up having a career resurgence there. So I really do like what you guys have going on there in general. Right tackle still is possible. Cooper Kupp, most likely going to get cut. They say he's cut or traded, so we'll see what happens there. I think Demarcus Robinson's a superstar. I swear I thought we saw you guys bring him back again on a 1-year deal, but one of the most underrated players in the NFL, in my opinion. I am a big fan of Demarcus Robinson. Obviously, Puka Nacua, the GOAT. Tutu ended up signing a 1-year extension. I think it was $12 million guaranteed. But regardless, Jordan Whittington, really solid pickup late. And good starting group for the offensive side. Then on defense, you have obviously your studded defensive line here with Braden Fisk. Obviously, good pick. You guys don't have a second round this year for it, but turns out that it ended up being worth it all in the end. Looking at a nose tackle, you absolutely could be looking to, I would retain Bobby Brown, but there are some nose tackles that are on the free market. Feel free to go in that route. We could end up going after Jamari Caldwell if we want to. I'm not really too worried overall. Tyler Davis, to me, is not a nose tackle. Don't know why he's classified as such, but I digress. You got Kobe Turner there as well, who is an excellent selection on top of that. Byron Young, really good pass rusher. Again, you could always get one extra one on top of Jared Verse and Byron Young, but I have a lot of faith in my boy Brendan Jackson, friend of the show. Really good dude as well. Shout out to him. Linebacker's a big issue. It is a big issue that needs to be solved. And good thing, this class actually has some really good depth linebackers that have the chance to legitimately be worth bringing back to your team. So I do like that right there. Cornerback wise, a corner 1 is still you guys are doing such a good job by, filling the gaps, so to speak. And so, you guys are maximizing what you do have. I still think there needs to be a lot more on the boundary. So, fingers crossed you guys can end up fixing that either in free agency or through the draft. Cam Curl, Cam Kitchens, honestly, I like them quite a bit. And then you look at Quentin Lake in the nickel spot. I do like him a lot in terms of the future outlook of the team. So let's look at the draft. Again, this is a live mock draft. I do think with the depleted weapons, Luther Burden's going to be a primary asset on this squad. I don't think there's anybody else that really comes close. Trey Amos would be a good corner on this squad, but Luther Burden at the end of the day, I do see him as a great weapon for Los Angeles. And he also has that deep threat ability, great ball tracking skills, which for not many, I think that for Stafford, with how well he throws a deep ball, Luther Burden being able to like work with Matt Stafford and adding that deep threat aspect that he doesn't get credit for all that much is something that's very underrated. And I actually like the potential of Luther on this team more than maybe some others. So let's see what happens at pick number 90. You get Ozzy Trapilo falling this far. I highly doubt that he does. Very highly doubt. But I would feel like an idiot to pass on this opportunity with Havenstein not necessarily being the long-term answer. I'm not going to have many other drafts where I even take Ozzy Trapilo, and I've only taken him in a couple of them so far. I think we would be remiss to pass up on a superstar talent like this. Ozzy Trapilo, my number 17 player in the class. At number 100, Jeffrey Bossa ended up falling this far as well. He's an undersized linebacker, but like we're just getting great fallers. Like shout out to Jonas Sanker. I love that dude. But I mean, Jeffrey Bossa, former safety, a little bit on the undersized realm, but former safety, and he ended up running like 21 miles per hour chasing Tez Johnson down. Like this is going to be a key weapon to have on your squad. Really, really good. I think if we were looking at some other players as well, because you might as well look at the other options. You got Jamari Caldwell to play the nose. I do think that free agency should be your option there. We're going to go after Jeffrey Bossa and just continue going best player available. At number 127, you got Jaden Blue here. That'd be quite fun. But looking at some players that might be really valuable, I know Ahmed Hassanian, really good value here. Same thing with Jack Kaiser. And I do think that going back-to-back linebackers with Bossa and Kaiser, you still get some undersized guys, but I still think that their talent level surpasses their physical limitations. I personally am going to rock it. I haven't taken Jack Kaiser in a hot minute. He's a player that I have a lot of faith in, and it does feel like a Los Angeles Rams kind of linebacker. So just for a quick recap, we've fixed a linebacking core. We got offensive tackle for the future at right tackle, as well as a super weapon in Luther Burden. Again, looking back at areas where we can improve, still we could get after another receiver as well if we want to. Nose tackle, again, I said to address in free agency. We still need a boundary corner, which again, the value so far hasn't been incredible, but I do love the idea of going after Jalen Smith and testing him on the boundary. This guy is in Los Angeles. He is 5'10", 5'11", but he is somebody who has played both in the slot as well as on the boundary, and I thought he did really, really well on the boundary, and he's physical. I think he still needs to improve in certain areas of like quarters and such, but this is somebody who I'm going to, he's a top 15 player for me. I'm going to show LA the love and give him one of my top 15 players. At number 198, this is a great opportunity to take a swing, maybe on a developmental quarterback, but I also think in the tight end room, being able to take someone like CJ Dupre, who's going to be a good run blocker, Luke Lachey, Jalen Conyers, who tested out very well in the 3-cone drill. Like, to be fair, at 202, we're going to have that value too. I'm not really worried. Is there anybody that I'd want in this range? Caleb Ransall ended up testing out very well. Could be somebody that we take a swing on because he ended up playing primarily slot defensive line reps. What the fuck? How do they classify that? I don't even know. I didn't think about Caleb Ransall as defensive line reps. I assume that's going to be like from a wide 9 situation, but could try to go and get some developmental talent there. Maybe we can go after the quarterbacks. I know Tyler Shuck, I've only taken him a couple times. Honestly, this might be one of those other times where you take him, let him sit, let him develop, and, the arm talent is certainly there. We're going to go after Shuck. And then here at pick number 202, we do see Caden Price scoring go, but that wasn't the tight end we were looking at. We were looking at these three right here. Rondé Gadsden would be really fun as well. But I really want to show love to CJ Dupre. I think that he's an extremely underrated tight end and deserves a lot more love than he gets. So we're going to be taking him there. And then at 203, I might just go for another back that kind of signifies very similar to what you have in Corum and such. It just, you guys have a type. It is what it is. Taj Brooks is built like a brick shit house. He's 5'10", 230 pounds, but he's a bowling ball and has great explosiveness. I think you guys are going to really like what he can bring to your squad in terms of that RB3 territory. So let me know what you guys would have done differently. We cruised through this mock draft here. And again, we're looking at addressing a firepower weapon here in Luther Burden. There's a lot of free agent wide receivers as well to where you can end up adjusting the other spots. But again, I think Demarcus Robinson would be the best option there. We got that replacement for Havenstein and Ozzy Trapilo. We fixed both of the inside linebacker spots with excellent value here in Bossa and Kaiser. The boundary cornerback situation, in my opinion, is filled with Jalen Smith, who also has slot versatility in case of injury. Backup quarterback, Tyler Shuck, who has a lot of age and experience to him. The only reason that he's not viewed as higher is because, well, a lot of injuries. He is kind of made of glass, but That's why you're getting him at 198. Maybe he's there to step in for a couple games. CJ Dupre, really solid, underrated blocking tight end who has athletic upside to be a receiver. And then Taj Brooks. I mean, you could switch this pick for whatever you like, but for me, I like to take swings on running backs that have a good amount of experience, but also have a lot of contact balance and explosiveness. I think it's a very, very good combination to have. And, I actually love how this ended up turning out for you guys. Again, talk about going nose tackle in free agency, but that's going to be the video. Thank you so much for watching, showing me the love that you always do. I love you guys. See you on the far side. Peace.